The real danger in your 20s is not making a huge mistake. It's the tiny lazy habits that you tolerate every single day. I think we all know that feeling when you're lying in bed at 2 a.m. and suddenly you get this massive wave of motivation. You can see your entire future perfectly. You know exactly what you need to do, you feel like a new person, and you promise yourself that tomorrow's the day that everything changes. And honestly, for about 48 hours, just planning your life feels like you're actually doing the work. We feel so productive just thinking about it. We completely reinvent our lives in our heads. We promise ourselves we're going to hit the gym 6 times a week, prep every single meal in neat glass containers, completely fix our sleep schedule, and build a highly successful side business before graduation. We open 20 different browser tabs for a solo trip to Japan. We download aesthetic Notion templates, we buy new highlighters, and we color code a flawless daily routine that leaves zero room for error. But then it's Thursday afternoon, you try to study your study materials or look at your laptop for 10 minutes, and you got frustrated. And now you're just lying flat on your bedroom floor, staring at the ceiling and rotting. Your phone is literally burning your hands because you've been scrolling for hours and hours, watching other people's life, the exact life that you just planned out in your head. You find yourself trapped in this endless cycle of watching someone else's 5 to 9 morning routine, someone else's gym progress, someone else's clean apartment, and someone else's success. All while your own day quietly disappears into nothing. I need you to understand that you are not running out of potential because you have so much of it. But right now, you're just trapped in this endless loop of dreaming, quitting, and rotting. And if we keep letting our big dreams just be a temporary escape from our actual reality, we're going to look back at our 30 and realize that we completely wasted our prime years. If you're honestly sick of your own excuses and you're ready to stop being that girl who only works when she's in the mood, draw that line right here. So let's talk about the 10 ways that ruins your 20s. Way 1. Collecting goals like content. The first mistake that we make is treating our goals like a Pinterest board. You decide that you want to get a perfect GPA, or you want to start a business, or learn a new language, or hit the gym like 6 times a week, and all that at the exact same time. Trust me, you're not alone because I'm like that exact too. I want to do so many things at once because I feel like I'm running out of time. But trust me, when you try to force your energy into 10 different directions, you're not going to move forward. You just spin in circles. You get addicted to the rush of starting new things because starting is exciting. Doing the actual boring daily work is what hurts. And nobody talks about it. When you try to focus on everything, you end up focusing on nothing. And it becomes the perfect excuse to avoid the single difficult task right in front of you today. Way 2. Giving everyone 24/7 access to you. You think being a supportive person means your phone has to be an open portal for everyone 24/7. The exact second a notification drops, whether it's a random TikTok link or a text about drama, you drop your studies to reply instantly. Because you're scared of being seen as distant. But I need you to understand that every time you let a random message break your focus, you're basically telling your brain that your own time is worthless. You spend your peak hours reacting to other people's schedule instead of building your own. If you don't learn to put your phone on Do Not Disturb and protect your space, you're letting other people's boredom dictate your entire future. Way 3. Mastering the setup and avoiding the work. You spend 3 hours organizing your digital calendar, color coding your notes, and making sure that your desk looks perfectly clean before you start. You feel too exhausted to actually do the work. Honestly, you're using organization as a highly sophisticated way to procrastinate. And deep down, you know that. You love the feeling of looking ready to work because it protects your ego. It feels so much safer to clean your room or adjust your settings than to face the actual hard work. You know, the actual friction of failing, of doing that hard assignment or a tough essay. It's too hard to face it. Way 4. Keeping one foot out of the door. You stay in a degree, a job, or a daily routine that completely drains your energy, but you keep comforting yourself by saying, I will change it next semester, or I will look for something else when the timing is right. You're using a hypothetical future to escape your actual present. But the real danger here isn't making a huge mistake or choosing the wrong path. It's staying in a comfortable, mediocre situation for so long that you forget how to take a real risk. If your current daily life doesn't push you to do more or think harder or challenge your boundaries, you're not gonna go anywhere. This is basically what I tell myself all the time is get uncomfortable. That's where the real growth happens. Because if you constantly stay in that comfortable situation, you're not going to change, you're not going to grow. You're always going to stay stagnant, and this is basically how you lose your potential. Way 5. Overprotecting your feelings. The second a task feels heavy, confusing, or frustrating, you stop and you tell yourself, I'm just not in the right headspace today, or I'll wait until I have a sudden burst out energy. But I need you to understand that inspiration is a luxury for people who treat their life as a weekend hobby. If you only work based on your mood or based on your feelings, you're letting temporary emotions run over your future. True discipline means showing up no matter how you feel, whenever you hate it, whenever you're tired, or you're just feeling that you want to do something else. That is basically the entire game. And basically, you're gonna see if you're going to be successful or not, because you cannot rely on your feelings. Way 6. Being trapped in too much comfort. Most of the time when we say that we are experiencing a crisis or that we feel completely lost, that is not true. The reality is that your bed is just too warm, your room is too quiet, and your life is just safe enough to stay exactly where you are. I don't know, doing something very, very difficult like studying for hours or applying for a competitive role looks very unappealing compared to just staying in your bed comfortable. But honestly, you don't need a magical breakthrough or a life coach or a sign from the universe. You actually just need to get out of your bed. That's it. Way 7. Buying things to buy an identity. You spend money that you haven't truly secured on clothes, gadgets, planners, or room decor just to look like the person that you wish you were. You want to look of a successful, independent woman before you've actually built the foundation to back it up. You think that buying a workout gear will make you look like an athlete, or buying a tablet will make you look like a top A student, but looking put together is easy. True financial freedom means having the self-control to say no to dopamine hits today so nobody can control your time tomorrow. Way 8. Letting your physical hardware rot. You act like your daily physical habits have absolutely nothing to do with how your brain functions. You live on fast food, you skip sleep to scroll on your phone until 3 a.m., you stay entirely sedentary inside your room, and then you're generally confused why you have constant brain fog, low mood, and zero energy. Your body is the literal hardware that runs your mind. You cannot build a high-level life if your system runs out of fuel. Discipline isn't just a mental concept, it also starts with how you maintain your physical body. Way 9. Trapping yourself in mental loop. When you spend hours sitting at your desk, replaying a bad conversation, worrying about an upcoming deadline, or overanalyzing why you feel unmotivated, you tell yourself that it's healthy self-reflection. But it's not. It's just a loop. You cannot think your way out of an overthinking cycle because the thinking is the problem. The only way to break a loop isn't more thoughts, it's immediate action. You have to change your physical state right away, whether that means going for a run, splashing cold water on your face, or stepping outside of your apartment. Way 10. Dimming your light to fit in. There's this quiet fear of being too serious, being labeled a nerd, or working too hard, so you minimize your ambitions just to make your immediate social environment feel comfortable around you. You stay in conversations that focus on gossip, complaining, talking bad about other people just because you don't want to be lonely. But you cannot reach a high standard when you surround yourself with people who are content with zero goals. You have to be okay with being the one who's too busy for mediocrity. You have to be the one who rather will be alone instead of bad company. If you saw yourself in some of the situations, don't look away, because that discomfort is the only part of your self-control that is still fighting. The loop of dreaming, quitting, and rotting is super comfortable because it's safe. Doing the actual work and sticking to it is the hardest part. Most of the people are going to close these videos, check their notifications, and just go back in their bed and scroll for hours. But if you're honestly tired of your own excuses and you want to make a change, start right now. My degree won't study itself. My job is not going to pay for my freedom when I don't show up. I need you to understand that a new dream won't change your life unless you actually change your habits this time. I hope this video opened your eyes and gave you a little bit of realization. I wish you all the best. See you in the next video. Bye!